talking with Bill Crutherds, and Bill, pretty much you helped formulate this exhibit here. If you will, tell our viewers out there a little about the inception of this and how you got this underway.
Well, when we built the City Hall, we wanted an area where we could kind of preserve and display some of the old artifacts of Old Olive Branch. And it's small, it's compact, and we're limited as to what we can put in here, but people bring in things, and we put documents and photographs and things that are pertinent to Old Olive Branch.
Sure. And you start out, we'll go over here to this exhibit, you really start out at the beginning, I guess, with the Chickasaw, and kind of take us back and kind of take us through a journey through time, if you will, and kind of show us about this.
That was in our last newsletter. I think I send you a copy of it each time, and I try to feature something each time, and this one I just wrote a story about the former inhabitants here, the Chickasaws, and then this is the story here of when Holiday Inn came to Olive Branch, which was really a very important moment in Olive Branch history, because it happened back in about 1970, and that was when Olive Branch really began to set the stage for the tremendous growth that happened in the last quarter of the last century here. Sure. They bought 3,000 acres out east of town here and built an airport and their training facility for their Holiday Inns, and they began bringing in other businesses and industries in the industrial park, and that's really what was the catalyst. And
set the stage for all the growth that we see here today. Yeah. And of course, these are some other people that have been influential in the city's history. Talk a little about these folks.
Well, this is a story I did in the newsletter on the cheese plant, which was from the early 90s up through about 1955, I think. It was probably the only really manufacturing entity in Olive Branch, and during the Depression there were a lot of people, a lot of the old timers that said had it not been for the cheese plant they wouldn't have made it, because they bought what happened. T.H. Norville built the cheese plant, and he would buy milk from all of the dairy producers around here, and a lot of people that was their only means of income, because they had a few cows, and they would load up their milk each morning and take it to the cheese plant, and he would buy all that they could bring to him. And he had a deal with Kraft Foods where they bought all of his cheese, and it was a godsend for Olive Branch back during the Depression. People bring me old pictures of the high school football team of 1935 or 32 or whatever. Then I frame them and put them in here, so there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just whatever people will bring. Well, it's just whatever people bring. One fellow dug that up over on his lot. He was out behind his house digging and dug up the old axe head. Oh, wow. And it's been there obviously in the ground a long time. It's probably not of any historical significance other than it's just an old implement that old Olive Branch used to have. And the ice tongs came out of the old cotton gin over here, which was the ice house. And that came out of the old Brown Royal store. That's, believe it or not, that's a tobacco cutter. They used to take the old twisted tobacco and put through there, and that's the way they chop off what you bought.
I've heard my grandfather talk to that.
The old in the early 90s, we had the DeSoto County Agricultural School here, and that's a photograph of the old building where people actually, when they attended that school, they lived there. It was like a dormitory for them. They lived there, and that later became Olive Branch High School. I think going up about 1930, it evolved into that. We have the DeSoto Museum over in Hernando, but we wanted something that was more specific to Olive Branch, and that's what it is. It doesn't rival what is in Hernando, the big museum over there. We don't have near the space here, but it does keep the things that are, we feel like are old Olive Branch.
I'm going to have a conversation with Bill Crutherds, and I encourage you to come by. If you've not seen this museum here at Olive Branch City Hall, please come by.